What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and today we've got some brand spankin' new Destiny and Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the newly released Bungie Weekly update, which detailed a bunch of new official information. And so, let's get started. Now, the first thing Bungie talks about is changes coming to the Destiny 2 PC beta and also the full game. These changes being implemented in the PC beta are a lot of the changes that people were asking for due to the console beta that Bungie is going to implement in the full game of Destiny, but we're going to get to preview those early with the PC beta. Now remember, the PC Destiny 2 beta goes live for early access people who have pre-ordered the game on August 28th. It becomes an open beta on the 29th and it ends the 31st. Now, the first change we're going to talk about is a very highly requested change, and it is the tuning of the matchmaking settings for quick play and competitive PvP separately. So, for quick play, Crucible lead design Lars Bakken says, matchmaking times will be shorter, with less emphasis on skill. This is the fastest route into a game, but you may face opponents outside your comfort zone. The winning score in Control has been extended from 75 to 100 to allow for more time to play and use your abilities. Because too many matches were shorter than expected, some Guardians weren't even able to charge their super, we've extended the trigger for the Mercy rule so it will come into play less often. So, the thing about skill, I wouldn't necessarily be worried about that. Bungie always has skill-based matchmaking to some aspect in the background to make sure that you aren't like woefully unmatched constantly. But a lesser emphasis on skill will result in hopefully, again, quicker matchmaking times and also better connections across the board. Less emphasis on skill means that connection is going to be even more of a priority in matchmaking, and it'll also just generally lend to quick play being the casual setting. If it's matchmaking you with super high skill parameters, you're going to have sweaty games every single time you go into a quick play lobby. Thankfully, this has been tuned down a little bit. In the inverse, for competitive, Lars Bakken says, quote, matchmaking takes more time to introduce you to players that are closer to you in skill with a good connection. These matchmaking settings may take longer, but we feel that the quality of the gameplay experience will be worth the wait. We have also made improvements to the way we calculate your skill in Countdown to better reflect how you'll perform against your opponents. Guys, I think this is very good news. In the console beta, both quick play and competitive had the exact same matchmaking parameters, which didn't really make a ton of sense, so thankfully they have adjusted that. Lars also said, quote, we always use an element of your skill rating when we match you with your opponents or teammates, whether in a pre-made fire team or going in solo. In all cases, the average rating of the team is taken into account when looking for matches. As always, we'll be eager to hear from you about how this feels. And I've got to say that it is a really good thing that Bungie is implementing these changes in the PC beta. Especially with something like matchmaking, you can almost never get that perfectly right the first time around. You need a ton of community feedback on what works well, what needs improvements, and so on. So even if you don't play PC, you are going to be reaping the benefit of a second test of these matchmaking settings, because hopefully Bungie will be able to adjust them even further and hopefully perfect them for when the actual Destiny 2 full game releases. Now, moving on to the PvE side of things and the Sandbox in general, there's a lot of things that have changed already in Destiny. So firstly, Bungie has fixed the infinite super glitch, where you could pop your super, get on a pike or a sparrow, but even though it wasn't in the beta, and then keep getting your super constantly. That has been fixed. The Warlock glide glitch has been fixed. The infinite grenades glitch has been fixed. Now they've fixed that Warlocks will now have the same melee range as other classes. As someone who played a lot of PvP with the Voidwalker, the melee range was pretty redonkulous. I do have to say, like, I would get melee kills and I would be like, how the heck did I hit that guy? Moving on from there, they have now tweaked the time it takes to recharge your super globally. So that's in PvP and in PvE. So in all aspects of Destiny 2, you should be getting your super more often. Moving on from there, Bungie has also increased grenade damage in PvE. So when you're doing that strike in the beta and when you get the full game, your grenades will be doing substantially more damage to the Cabal, the Fallen, and whatever other minions of the darkness you fight. In addition to that, Bungie has increased power ammo drops in PvE. Not only making it drop more often in general, but also saying, quote, heavy ammo, they actually do say heavy ammo instead of power ammo. Looks like someone is still making that blunder. I do too as well. But they say heavy ammo can also be directly farmed from all yellow bar combatants. Go big, Guardians. Whoa, that's a pretty big change. Any yellow bar combatant, any Storm Minotaurs, any yellow bar Cabal, which you fight quite a few of throughout just even a normal strike, all of those guys have a guaranteed power ammo drop. That is going to pretty substantially increase the reliability of your power weapon. You're going to get a lot more ammo than you otherwise did in the console beta, so that's a pretty huge change. And moving on from there, we have a Q&A session involving the Destiny 2 PC version. In the last news update, it was revealed that the PC version of Destiny 2 will not be compatible with most third-party apps, anything trying to use the game's code. So for example, if you're using Discord, a super popular voice chat system, and you want in-game pop-ups, you can't get those with Destiny 2. And the reason being is because by not allowing applications to access the game's code, it will hugely reduce cheaters in Destiny 2. So you're just not going to find people using aimbots, etc. At least that's the hope. Now, there's so many questions involving this because such a huge part of PC gaming is compatibility with those third-party apps. So Bungie answered a lot of those questions. The first one being, will these security measures only impact third-party applications during the Destiny 2 PC beta? Bungie says no, this will apply to both the Destiny 2 PC and the full Destiny 2 PC release on October 24th. The question then is asked, how will players monitor FPS, frames per second, performance during gameplay? The response being Destiny 2 on PC will include a built-in FPS counter. How will players be able to monitor hardware performance? Bungie responds, hardware performance monitors will be available to function alongside Destiny 2 PC, but any form of overlay functionality will be restricted. So you can still see how it's functioning, but you can't have like an in-game display is basically what they're saying. The next question is, will Destiny 2 on PC include a frame rate target option? The answer being yes, Destiny 2 on PC will include the ability to specify a frame rate upper limit via a config file. Next question. Are third-party streaming and communication applications completely broken by this security feature? The response is no. Players may stream Destiny 2 PC using supported modes within the streaming software, example OBS, XSplit, etc. Communication applications such as Discord and Mumble will work normally except for their overlay and their UI in-game. So that's something that Bungie is trying to stress. You can still use a lot of these third-party applications, but it's when they, again, mess with the code and start displaying stuff in-game, have pop-ups in-game, that's where the problem lies. Not that they're uncompatible in general. The last question is, why are streaming, capture, or overlay applications being impacted by these security measures? Bungie responds, the methods that some third-party applications use to add features, inserting code into the game client, are the same as the methods that hackers and cheaters use to disrupt the experience of other players. As part of our security efforts, we have designed Destiny 2 for PC to resist all attempts from external applications. So basically just explaining why they have done this. It's to reduce cheaters. And at the end of the day, hopefully most people will say that, yes, I can't have pop-ups when I'm using Discord, which is annoying, but also there's no cheaters, which would be more annoying. That's essentially what Bungie is hoping to happen. Now that is it for the Destiny 2 news, but now it's time to go over some important Destiny 1 news as well. Tomorrow, August 11th, will start the last ever weekend for Trials of Osiris. That's right, the August 11th weekend will be the last ever original Destiny Trials of Osiris. It will of course be coming back in some form in Destiny 2, but in Destiny 1 it won't be available after this weekend. If you haven't done it, you should definitely just try it, at least for shits and giggles, but definitely, you know, try to make that run to the lighthouse if you can. Moving on from there, we have the last ever Destiny 1 Bungie Bounty. This is a special community event where if you match with the featured content creator and win, you get an exclusive emblem, and if you match against them and beat them, you also get an exclusive emblem. It's going to be against Versus the Stream. The region is Georgia at 12 p.m. Pacific on August 11th. They're on the Xbox One and they're playing Clash. And so guys, that is it for all of the news coming out of the Bungie Weekly Update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. It really does help. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content, be sure to slap that subscribe button. But if you actually want to be notified of new uploads, be sure to press the bell beside subscribe. If you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.